Are you ready for a road trip? Resale Rabbit here, and I'm told my intros are too long, so I'm going to try and keep this short and quick. I need product for the next warehouse sale. The last one, we got an Amazon load, and it was all low dollar cheap stuff, and that wasn't good. It looked like this, which is great for the lower dollar days, but horrible for the higher dollar days. There was no LPN in there. And I paid extra to have LPN, which is the returns, the higher dollar stuff. It's all FC, which is the new stuff, which is all lower dollar. It's supposed to have a mix. So I found somebody in Northwest Arkansas who has LPN. It's just LPN. It's a good price. They did process it. They pulled out everything that's worth $80 or more, which is fine because we start at 10. I want like $25, 10 to 25 retail. So $80 and up, gone, great. Clothing, he said most clothing, food, and pet food, gone. And I think that was it. There might have been some other category, but it sounds great. The price, I think, is like 13 grand, something like that. They look so pretty, like Tetris, flat top and everything, which is usually a red flag for me. I've bought loads that look all pretty. The top is Tetris and nice and flat. It looks great. And as soon as you take that top layer off, it is all trash below it. So I don't buy those sight unseen anymore. So I'm going to go to Arkansas and take a look at this load and pick out my load. He's got a bunch of them. This is kind of an impromptu trip. I decided this like 3-4 days ago that I'm going to Arkansas. I could fly. I usually fly. But I decided, hey, why don't we do a road trip? We can do some thrifting along the way. And that's what this video is. We are going to do some thrifting. I've spent the last few days looking at Marketplace in like 5 different states. We are going to be buying some signs to add to that open space on the wall. And we're meeting up with at least one YouTuber. I was trying to meet up with Ink Picker because I'll be near her, but she's actually out of town. What else are we doing? We are meeting up with a viewer to make a delivery and doing a bunch of thrifting along the way. So that is it for the intro. This was under 2 minutes. Let's hit the road. Wait, no, it was over 2 minutes. That one clip was under 2 minutes. I forgot there were other clips. Let's go. Bye, warehouse. I'm already late. I was hoping to be on the road at 8. It's 9:05, and I have to go home because I forgot something. So it'll be about 9:12 or so once I actually get on the road. My goal is to get to Kansas City tonight, and that's a long drive. So I'm not really going to have time for any thrifting. So I'm just going to go thrifting at a couple of stores because I have a problem, and I can't control myself. You know what I just realized I forgot? The main reason I stopped at the warehouse this morning to upload the video that I stayed up late editing last night, so that would go up Monday. Guess that one's going up Wednesday instead. So this wasn't a planned stop, but I've been on the road for a few hours and I need to stretch my legs. And this is one of my favorite Goodwills. So we're in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin for the first store of the day. So first find, they actually have new stickers. They changed them here. But this is a Sony wireless headphone set. This is designed to go on like a TV, so you can watch TV. Anyways, it is $6 and it's selling for about $30 to $40 on eBay. So in addition to that, I got a Magnavox DVD recorder for 10 bucks. Should get about 60, give or take, maybe 70. There was a Philips one there that was worth 70, 80 bucks, but unfortunately, the tray looked a little weird, so I decided to plug it in, and it wouldn't open. This one, it does open. They've got a bottle filler in there, so I refilled the water bottle. I'm gonna hit a drive-through over here, get something to eat, and then we'll go to our next planned stop. By the way, I had a $5 reward, so both of those items cost me 9 something. Which, doing the math in my head, maybe the reward was more than $5 because it should have been 16 plus tax. So maybe it was like 7 or 8, maybe I had a partial in there. So we're at the Goodwill in Platteville, which is a small college/farm town in the middle of nowhere. You may remember this one. because on the Omaha video, I stopped here and I did pretty well. So we'll check it out again. So this is really not worth anything, but I found this. Similar ones seem to be going for about 50. I couldn't find this brand, so we're gonna give it a shot. It's only $4. This sprinkler, vintage sprinkler here with the box. Again, can't find the exact ones. Similar ones going for 40 or 50 bucks. It's only $3. And this one, I'm paying up for it at 30, but it's selling for about 90. It's an automatic grill cleaner. These are kind of neat. I don't really have a place to put them, so I don't think I'm gonna get them, but I do like them. Do we have any nuggets in here? Doesn't look like it. So I paid $39 even. It's funny, you ever just watch people sometimes, and it seems like, my truck is locked. It seems like some people just move in slow motion. I watched the guy at the checkout counter getting ready for me and then checking out my stuff. And it was like watching a video in slow motion. It's possible he was a little slow because he struggled to, just basic things like putting those 3 items in a bag. He just really struggled with it. Or maybe he has got some issue with motor skills. But I've seen perfectly capable people many times in my life who are just, they move at like half-time speed. I don't understand how. Maybe I just move really fast. I have no idea. So the next stop is also going to look pretty familiar. I went there right after this store. No, I went to another Goodwill and then that store last time I was here in the Omaha video. We're going to St. Vinny's. We've made it to Dubuque, Iowa. I made it to St. Vinny's in Dubuque. Last time I was here, I paid up for some things, but I found some good stuff. And still no sign on the door. We'll start $5 for these Subaru Forester rugs, floor mats. Should get about 50 bucks for them. These are kind of all over the place on eBay, anywhere from 10 to 50 bucks. I think what I might do is buy it. It's only 99 cents. It was in there. I'll buy it and just run it through the auction, see what we can get for it. Well, not nearly as good as last time. Paid $5.98. So last time I think I spent like $150. But fun fact, I've been to this store twice in my life now. This is my second time. Both times I bought a Subaru item. This time it was the floor mats. Last time it was that Bose speaker that had Subaru printed on the side. Which I made a pretty good profit on that. If I remember right, I sold it for a lot more than what I was expecting. Last time I also bought the faucet. I gotta get the AC going. Hold on. Last time I was at this store, I also bought a brand new faucet. I honestly don't remember if I sold it or not. I think I did. I bought a security system for $30 that, bummer, sold it. It looked brand new in the package here, and then I did a much closer inspection when I got to the warehouse before I listed it. Looked brand new. The buyer got it and they said it is not new. So my guess is somebody really packed it up nice, or maybe they just took the DVR out and plugged it in. Anyways, I ended up selling it for about cost. I bought it for $30, sold it for $200, and then took it back and then sold it for like $30. And then lastly, thought I got something else really big here too. Now I don't remember. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But we got one more planned stop today, and that is somebody on Facebook Marketplace who has some signs. He's got at least 2 that I'll be buying, but maybe there's more that he doesn't have listed yet. I'm excited to get there. It's about an hour away. It's a little off the path to get to Kansas City, which is where I'm going to try and stay tonight, but I think it's worth it because of one of the signs I'm really excited about. I just looked, so I'm 56 minutes away, and I told him early this morning, maybe even, it might have even been last night when I messaged him, like late last night. I said it'll be somewhere between 3 and 4 o'clock today. I'm an hour away, 56 minutes. It's 2:32. I mean, I'm going to get there right at about 3:30 on the dot. Right smack dab between 3 and 4 o'clock. Man, was that a good estimate. Cristiano will attest to this. I am really good at estimating times. Like how long it's going to take me to do something, how long until I get somewhere. It's like one of my best skills. I'm on Pennsylvania Avenue. If I keep going that way, maybe I'll get to 1600. I hear someone famous lives at that street. I didn't realize it was 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Dubuque. I figured it was a big city or something. I want to do an auction here. We are way out in the country of Iowa. Specifically, way out in the country, and we're in Iowa. Iowa itself is not a country. So I got these for $40 each. I-94 goes through Wisconsin, so I really wanted this. I'd prefer 43 and 41. I'd like just the shield. Those get really expensive, but these are kind of cool. I got west and east the same mile marker. He had 10 of them total, and I offered him $250 for all 10. He said no. I figured I'd try to sell them. I don't know why I bought 2 of them, but it's kind of cool that they're the same mile marker, west and east. This one actually came out of Indiana, though. What's interesting is I'm guessing it's mile marker 18.5. That's my guess. But usually there's a decimal there, so it's a little different. And then I spent $30 on this one. I've been looking for one of these for a while, and I keep seeing them for sale, but they don't have the Walmart logo. They just say pickup. And I know they come from Walmart, but I like the logo, the branding. I wonder if this has anything on the back. Nope. I have no idea where this came from, if it was a local store. These came from Indiana. They said they bought them in Illinois, and they're just kind of buying and selling. So these, Indiana to Illinois to Iowa, and then they're gonna loop around and end up back in Wisconsin. But this one's really cool. And these are bigger. This is 36, those are 48 inches. When I got there, I got a peek in the garage. They wouldn't let me in. They were bringing all the signs out for me to look at, but there was a lot of license plates on the wall, and they were in their driveway washing license plates. But anyways, they recommended this antique store just down the road. He said you can get through the whole thing pretty quickly, so I'm gonna check it out, see if I find anything cool. This is cool. You call and they'll bring up the key. A lot of places you have to walk up to the front. So when I go to antique stores, I don't really find stuff to flip. Stuff is at retail at antique stores. I'm looking for 2 things, signs and local memorabilia. Not really gonna find much local Green Bay stuff when I'm outside of the area. Signs though, I might find something cool, but I can get through stores pretty quick. This is a big store. He told me you can get through in like 5 minutes if you know what you're looking for. I don't think that's gonna be accurate. I'm actually seeing a bunch of signs in here, but they're the kind of generic ones that I don't really go for. This old Winnebago is really cool. This guy was just fed up. I like this Tootsie Roll display. It's kind of cool. Oh, I just found something cool. And it's only $20. I am absolutely getting this. It's not in the greatest of shape, but it's really cool. This thing is really cool. And it's only $1,000. I feel like that's cheap for this. It's more than I would be willing to spend on something like this because I've got nowhere to display it. But this thing is so cool. I would have expected $4,000 or $5,000. So this town has postcards. Tiny town that no one's ever heard of. They're not high quality postcards, but I found they were $1 each in that store, which seems a lot to pay for this, especially in just a random small town. And she seemed weirded out that I was buying like 5 of them, but I'm going to be sending these out to the postcard people on Patreon. And the reason I'm really pointing that out now is because I wasn't planning on doing that here. I was planning on doing that, at some of the places where I spend the night, like Kansas City and maybe St. Louis. I think I'll be spending the night there. Because who would have thought I would find one in DeWitt, Iowa? Hold on, I gotta see what the population of this town is. Population of 5,600, according to the postcards. It's located at the crossroads of 4-lane Highway 30 and Highway 61. So basically that's their claim to fame. They're the crossroads of 2 4-lane highways. Haha! I thought of something that I forgot to bring. The labels. I've got address labels for the Patreon people. Hopefully I can find their addresses. I know I've struggled with this before, finding the addresses on my phone on Patreon. I guess I could. I do have my laptop with me. I could find a place that has Wi-Fi, but I don't have a lot of time. It's after 4 o'clock, and I've got like 5 hours of driving left. Well, my wrist is sore from writing all those postcards, and I'm short one, so I gotta go back in and get another one. This is such a cool little town. I just realized they're playing music down here. I thought it was like a bar or something that had music playing. They just have speakers and all the street lights. This is not run down like a lot of small towns like this. It's actually in really nice shape. It looks nice. I like it. So if you've been following the channel, you know that I've got like 1 billion postage stamps because they come on Amazon pallets. I'm gonna have to buy stamps. I brought several sheets, but they're all partial, and I counted them out. There are 11 total stamps, so enough to send these out. But the next run of postcards, I'll be short 1 stamp, so I'm gonna have to buy stamps. When I get to the hotel, I'll look in my laptop bag and see if by chance I've got a book of stamps in there. But realistically, I need 7 more stamps at minimum to get Kansas City and St. Louis. If I want to do any more postcards, I'm gonna need more. So there's that. Also, what really stinks is they don't postmark like where they get them anymore. At one point, these would have been postmarked for DeWitt, Iowa, which would be really cool. When they postmark it, I would say about 1/3 of postcards that I send out don't even get a postmark for some. They get delivered without even having the stamp canceled. But when they do get postmarked, it's usually the nearest big city. Like Savannah, Georgia was really disappointing because they got postmarked like Jacksonville, Florida or something like that. So these will probably get postmarked like Des Moines, Iowa, or maybe even Chicago, and that's a pretty good ways away. Maybe Kansas City, not DeWitt. So I am in DeWitt. You can still see the quaint small town. I'm gonna find a mailbox, and I will show you me dropping these in the mailbox here to at least show proof that I did sit here in the road in the middle of DeWitt, Iowa, writing out 6 postcards, and I have the and drop them in a mailbox here. We'll walk around downtown a little bit, see if I can find a mailbox. This is such a well-maintained town. These people have a dog dish out. They're not even open. I love this place. Oh, another antique store. Looks like they're closed though. I gotta be careful filming because of the music. Don't want to get a copyright claim. There's a UPS box. Cristiano would like this. The old library. It looks like it's a bar. I know some people in local government. I might pitch this idea for the music in Green Bay, downtown. This is really cool. They even have their water tower right downtown. I love this downtown. Most small towns like this, especially in the middle of nowhere, they're downtowns. They're so run down ever since the mill closed. This one, I don't know, maybe the mill's still open. I have no idea. I can't say enough good things about it. They even have a neighborhood supermarket with a person's name on it, not a Kroger. I could see myself retiring in a small town, leaving the big city when I get old. Green Bay's not a big city, it's 100,000 people. A lot of people assume because there's an NFL team that Green Bay is a very large city. Fun story that Cristiano told me when she first moved up to the area. Her mom helped her, she came up to move, and then she took her mom to the airport, thinking that, you know, like 6 hours earlier, super early, thinking that, oh, it's like Atlanta airport, you can just kind of hang out, there's something to do all day. By the way, I found a post office. She did not realize that Green Bay's airport is actually the airport hair care and tire center with like 2 planes. Not really much to do for 6 hours there. There we go. So I've got 2 options here. Kansas City is about 5 hours, it said 5 hours and 11 minutes away. It's about 5 o'clock though, so that would get me in there pretty late. If I take a different route that goes through Des Moines, not a lot to see. If I go along the Mississippi River, I'll actually go cross into Illinois and go down the river and then cross over in a town called Hannibal, Missouri, which I've been to before, and it was really cool, and I really enjoyed it there. It's where Mark Twain is from. So I'm leaning towards that route, and then actually just staying the night in Hannibal instead of Kansas City. It's about an extra 30 minutes of driving if I went straight through to Kansas City. All right, I gotta find where I parked. All right, gotta go this way. So it would be an extra 30 minutes overall of driving, which isn't bad. The thrift stores in Kansas City don't open until 10 tomorrow. So the last 2 or 3 hours of the drive I can do in the morning, still get there right when they open. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drive to Hannibal and stay there tonight. This antique store is open, but they close in 10 minutes. I don't like walking in when a business is about to close. I feel rude. So that's the plan. I'm gonna spend the night in Hannibal tonight. If I go non-stop, I will get there about 8 o'clock tonight, which isn't too bad. Do a little sightseeing tonight, a little sightseeing in the morning, get to Kansas City by about 10, 11 in the morning. That marks 3 states today. Also gross, I'm in Illinois. Look at the rundown buildings. So I picked up a fly in Iowa, and I'm, I don't know, maybe 50 miles into Illinois now, and he just flew out the window. So he's starting a new life in a new state, and he is going to love it because flies love poop. What better place for a fly to be than Illinois? We got the fancy touchscreen gas pumps here. I've been seeing these more and more often. Eventually these will be the norm, and the ones that we're used to will go the way of the letterboard gas station signs they used to have everywhere. You ever notice that? All gas station signs are digital now, and I don't recall ever noticing the change. I'm seeing so many signs for antiques, like in people's houses where they have like the front of their house or their garage set up to sell antiques. I'm in the middle of nowhere, all farm fields, and I want to stop at them so bad, but it's almost 7 p.m. They're all closed up. Hopefully this trend continues tomorrow, going through the middle of Missouri. I found a hotel that I think is better than that one in Georgia. Remember the one in Georgia that had all the cockroaches? I actually had to turn around to come here and get a shot of this abandoned motel. Look at this. This place is so cool. And I bet it's much nicer than that one in Georgia. Oh, it's still got all the furniture inside. It's like they just shut their doors and left. All the rooms, I don't know if it shows up on video, but all the rooms have their furniture in there. The beds, though, that bed is made. The other one is not. That one's just a mattress. These are boarded up. This is wild. I feel like this looks really suspicious, just trolling through a hotel. Look at this though, it's so overgrown. I would absolutely stay here. No entry to that room. Down trees, and this is so weird that they didn't like get rid of the furniture or anything. The lobby is still full. I think that's the lobby. It's a big hotel. Oh, look at that. You even get a free dog when you stay here. That awning looks like it's about to come down. You got a gazebo in the middle. Gibson's Lounge. This is the place to be. I would stay here. What do you guys think? I don't know why I'm so fascinated by this. I bet the restaurant's full in there too. Maybe not. It's tough to tell. There's a banquet room available. The Macomb Inn. Yeah, this is really cool. I would totally stay here. I'd walk around at night alone here. Maybe get to pet the dog, the puppy that wants to hang out with me. There's even a gas station next door if I need a water or something. So I'm at Goodwill in Macomb, Illinois. No surprise, this is Illinois. I'm probably 5 to 10 minutes away from that abandoned hotel where there was a wolf. This is another small town, much like DeWitt, Iowa, but the exact opposite. Everything has been, or at least the entire part of the town that I've driven through has been really run down. It does seem bigger than, I bet there's probably 15,000 people here. Rough guess. I'm too lazy to look it up, but very run down. A lot of angry and sketchy looking people. Someone almost ran me over with their truck. It's a lot of abandoned houses. Not surprising, we're in Illinois. Let's see what we can find at Goodwill. No automatic doors. Most Goodwills have automatic doors. First find of the day is a Game Boy, but it's the Illinois version. The store seems nice. I've been in much worse before. There was a time when an Xbox One Connect sensor was going for like 75 bucks. I'm still gonna buy it. It's $5. It's selling for about 25. Not a super exciting deal, but it's something. Here's a Toshiba DVD recorder, $8, selling for about 70. This is funny. I saw this at another store today. I was gonna get for Cristiano, but it was just volume 2. They have volume 1 here. I could start a new collection. Now here's the perfect movie for date night. Making sausage at home. It's educational and delicious. I tried calling the store and asking if they had any James Bond movies. They said they've got the Dollar General version. Larry Bond. I think I've got an idea. A whole bunch of ideas. How about a bag of just loose office supplies? Ooh, more ideas. So I spent quite a while chatting with the cashier. Oh, that pen. I forgot to talk about that. There were people around me. It was $2.99. I thought this has to be worth a ton. It's worth buying at $3, but it's not crazy. It's selling for like 25. My hands are full. I also bought a pair of shorts. My shorts get very dirty in this business. You know, doing farm auctions and landscaping places. They get the tools, I always get grease on them, and then they're stained up, so it's nice to get them for $5 instead of $35. Anyways, so I was chatting with the cashier for quite a while. She just moved here from, get this, bear in mind we're in the middle of nowhere in Illinois, Long Island, New York. She was talking about how it's such a different world, and she really likes living in the Midwest the few months that she's been here. She hasn't experienced a winter, and she said, well, it gets cold in Long Island too, and it does. Doesn't get Midwest cold. Now we are in like central southern Illinois, so it might not be as bad, but I lived in Indianapolis and it got pretty cold, and I think the climate here is gonna be pretty similar, but it's so much cheaper, and we're bonding over not paying much for our housing situation. But anyways, that is probably gonna be the last store today. I need to get a hotel booked. I'm probably an hour or so from Hannibal, where I plan on spending the night, and I don't know what the plan is. We'll figure it out. It's hard to see because it's dark out, but I'm now in my 4th state for the day. 3rd time crossing, hold on. 3rd time crossing the Mississippi River. So, after 4 states, 3 crossings of the Mississippi River, I made it to the hotel in Hannibal, and it is a fancy one. Let's go check out the room, and then hopefully there's gonna be a restaurant open around here because I'm hungry. All right, so I made it to the hotel. We got a little kitchen with granite countertops, bathroom here. They put the toilet all the way up here, but it works. Shower. I hate those. I prefer having my own little soaps. They have soap at least, but no shampoos. Over here, we got a couch, decent sized bed, and that's a pretty standard hotel. It's a little smelly in here, but that's okay. Let's see what the view is. A view of parking lot. And another hotel. Oh no, it's a Chevy dealership. So, it is after 9 o'clock. I don't want to be up super late. It's exactly 9 o'clock, actually. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and find some place to eat, and then I would need to stop at a grocery store and get some waters, and then I'm going to crash, and then we'll hit the road again tomorrow. I might do a little sightseeing here. There's some cool stuff. I've been here before. I've done some sightseeing, but it's been a while. Cristiano would not want to stay here. I found a hair on the bed. That's just par for the course when you're staying in a hotel, though. Also, the hotel is an indoor pool and a hot tub, and I brought trunks just in case, but it's already a little late, so I should probably not. I found a Mexican place that's open for another hour, so I'm gonna go get some food. The lobby there smells like curry, though, and that's the case with a lot of hotels. It smells so good, and I'm always tempted to ask if they'll share or if I can buy some from them, but I feel like that would be rude. But I could really go for curry right now. But Mexican food will work too. This is where I'm eating, and fun fact, there's a Goodwill right across the street. It's in the Huck Finn Shopping Center. Oh, I am excited for this. Oh, that was decent. It was a little bland. Well, what do you expect in the middle of nowhere in Missouri at 9 o'clock at night? And I would like to point out, I hate going to restaurants right before they close. I feel really bad, but the place was busy. There were still a couple of tables when I left, and they don't close for 11 more minutes. So, solid. I never know with these type of places, though. Like, they bring you a little receipt. There's no folio, just the receipt. Do you go up to the counter to pay, or do you pay at the table? I have no idea. They're all different. So, I just left 40 bucks on the table. And hopefully no one takes it and they think I dined and dashed. I think I'm gonna skip the grocery store. We got 1.5 waters here. I'll be fine. I'm so tired. I need to go to bed. But also worth note, I left a larger tip just because I was, at the final hour eating in there. So hopefully that makes them a little happier.